So we are live. Full disclaimer: when you grab the mic, know that we're being recorded. We're live streaming, and that you're allowing us to use your voice and your avatar to market and promote this space. So
Awesome, awesome.
let me record it. Let me turn on the headliner app so I can have the snippets recorded too.
Hope everybody's doing well. We took a week off last week. Couldn't really find anybody to come on, but this week we are blessed with an awesome guest.
We have Losi in this space, and it's because of her. I was in her space. She was actually one of our musician that we were featuring for Crypto God Louis and Music NFT, and then she invited me personally, so I said, of course I'm gonna show up. And then I showed up, and then Alex popped in, and I was listening to his story. I was like, oh my gosh! And then I looked at his profile. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get the team on this. So that's how we all started.
It's beautiful how that always happens, right? We make the best connections like that synchronistically. All right, so I guess we're ready to start. Virtual Film Festival. Alex is our guest today. I was able to look at the trailer of the project that he's working on, and I was blown away, absolutely blown away. But before you explain the project, what I like our guest to do is just give us a brief history about you, um, your come up, maybe your childhood, how you got into film, uh, what interests you in film business, and yeah, just give us a brief history about how you got into the film and NFT space.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Um, I'm glad you watched the trailer. That one was, when I released that one, it was a very exciting moment. In regards that a lot of crazy crazy things happened after I released that for that first couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, my name is Alex. I'm from Mexico City, and um, you know, like how I got into film. It's actually quite funny. I've spoken about it a few times in other spaces, but I was sent to a little town in Canada when I was like 16 years old because I was uncontrollable, according to my parents. I used to love making paid parties in Mexico City, and I was, the guy who would always throw those parties, and yeah, they thought I was uncontrollable, so they sent me to Canada to finish my high school there, and they sent me to a place where I could not do anything stupid in the middle of the forest, Nova Scotia, Canada. It's You probably never heard about it. So yeah, over there, it's that I started making videos actually because I had absolutely nothing to do. I lived like with two guys, like with a couple that was like 60 years old, something like that. They never had kids. They just had two dogs, and so I would make videos with the dogs and talk about like the differences between Canada and Mexico and how it feels to be like an international student in the because in Mexico City it never snows, so it was like looking to the contrast of coming from a really warm place to the snow and how you slide and you can crack your head literally with the ice, and in Mexico that doesn't happen. I don't know, but yeah, basically like that is how I started making videos, and then I moved on into doing the following years to doing like small travel video style kind of stuff with my friends. And after high school, I decided I wanted to study film, so I moved to New York City and I started doing yeah, film over there. So over there, I learned a lot about, like directing, more of the actually, how to make a real film, storytelling, narrative, screenwriting, um, everything that involves film, and um, so then COVID hit, and then I had to go back to Mexico City. I started a production company in Mexico City. I did like a lot of music videos over there. I started promoting myself very well. Did a few commercials, and then I moved to LA after that, and that's where the story is set, where High Exist starts, and where you saw the trailer. I got into a lot of trouble moving into LA, um, and so I decided to see all this as an opportunity of instead of looking at it as a disgrace. So yeah, that's me, man.
Awesome. You're from Mexico City. Mexico City, isn't that the largest city in the world? Or am I tripping?
Yeah. I mean, I think it might be Mexico City or Tokyo. No.
I
Or
think it's Mexico City.
is it?
I think so. So what's the film scene and like in Mexico City?
Um, the film, like how does it? It's
Like
actually. Uh-huh.
like for filmmakers, I guess independent filmmakers and videographers.
I wouldn't say it's great, honestly. Like, I mean, you can definitely, you can make a living out of it, but the thing is, in comparison to United States, um, like the pay rates in general super low. Like, I mean, there would be times that I made, a music video for like everything, like, shooting, editing, planning, like absolutely everything, all the aspects of production, like even putting actors. Because at the beginning, like you have to do it for cheap in order for you to make a portfolio. But you can make a music video for, $200, which is pretty cheap. So yeah, I mean, it's not the best. I wouldn't say it's the best.
Wow, $200. That is pretty cheap here in America. Depending on what kind of quality you're gonna pay it, few thousand. And
Oh,
for
for sure, at least.
elite quality, yeah,
At
you're gonna get
least.
up there about 50 to 100 grand.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But as I'm telling you, that's why um, it's way better to try to, if you're gonna make any kind of filmmaking stuff, to be in the United States. So much better.
So, tell us about your project. Like, what is your project about?
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, so High Exist is actually, as I just mentioned, it's a story about how I decided to make like a lot of very uncomfortable situations, and a lot of situations that affected my life in a very like, how can I say it, in a very like tough way. Like, um, I I had to live in my car, because I got into a DUI, and then I got into get suspended from school. So the person that sponsors me to be here in the United States, to be studying as a student, decided to pull out most of that money. So yeah, I went into I ended up living in the car, and so with that, it's when I decided, like, I never want to be in this situation. I again, then I started hopping around apart, like, other friends' apartments, from that point of living in the car. But I knew that I never wanted to go through that again. So I knew that, like, whatever was happening to me as a storyteller, I thought that it could be, um, or it was an opportunity for me to you know to record, to kind of document what was happening to me at that moment. And so that's what I did. I started documenting my story in my car. As I just mentioned, as an international student, I'm not allowed to work in the United States legally. But I literally had no other choice, and to make something, um, in order for me to be able to finish my career, which I'm very very close now. I had to find another way to make money, and so I've known the market of NFTs for a while, since November last year, and so I knew that decentralized networks, um, don't count. Like, I can actually, as an international student, I can trade crypto and I can earn in crypto, and as I just said, as it's a decentralized network, I have that opportunity, right? And so, I thought, how in the seven hells can I mix filmmaking with NFTs, right? And so here's where the entire idea came, from documenting just a little bit while I was living in my car. I said, well, I can make this a whole story. I can make this a whole concept, and so I started discovering and discovering, during that first episode, how to make videos, NFTs. And so I started making field research into, is there anybody else doing video NFTs? How are they doing it? And so I didn't find that many. I saw that, like, the CEO from YouTube, she's trying to implement NFTs, but it just hasn't been done yet, right? And so I thought, I can, literally, if I do it very very good, if I do it well, if I literally, put to, like, a lot of dedication, I can make this new proposal for like content creators um, to also be able to monetize through Web3, right? And so yeah, I mean, High Exist is set. It starts with that first episode while I was living in my car, um, and it's the first episode is the process of discovery, how to turn a story, a YouTube video, into NFTs. And so then, we have 5 episodes in the first part of the series, and then I show the entire journey. So basically, this series is like, people from Web 2 that don't understand NFTs can see it, and we'll understand, because I discover along, with them. I explain, like, why is this my only option? Why is crypto my only option? Why is NFTs the only option? And so I guide them through. So you, as a guy that knows NFTs, will understand perfectly well and will be entertained, as well as someone that has no idea about them, right? So yeah, I mean, that's how I exist. And then, as I told you, the rest of the series is, um, it's yeah, the journey, and how I build the items, and how, I support other artists as well, because film is the only media that can include music, music, can include architecture, can include, like, all the arts in one, right? So that's also part of High Existing, and which is, including other artists' work into my work, and so they can also kind of make a revenue out of what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was clear enough.
Absolutely, it was. So basically, you took your survivor story and turned it into a film and an NFT project, which I think is amazing. A lot of artists, filmmakers, even me myself, have experienced, you know, being homeless for a short period of time and what that feels like and having to overcome that. And I think that gives us a certain type of strength within ourselves to, once you overcome that, you can overcome anything. The rest of life becomes easy So it's awesome that you were the first person to document that struggle within the film, within the Web3 Film 3 space. So from the what I've seen in the trailer, it looks like
Yeah.
it's totally gonna be a hit, bro.
Well, I don't know, man. The thing is, it's very hard. Like, it's very hard to kind of, like, try to keep building um, that like strong engagement until the project is out, and that's what I've been, repeatedly been telling to like my followers, and it's, um, until you actually see the project, you'll understand everything, like all the pieces will come together, and you'll be like, okay, now I completely understand everything. And so, I actually like the entire concept of how I exist is, doing so much with so little. The series is completely shot with my phone, with my iPhone 10. you know so everything is super, like in production, is with super cheap equipment, with my laptop that was like is 5 years old, literally, with eight RAM, which is nothing. And how, like, I figure out how to make so much with so little, right? And so that's also like one of the themes of this. And it's like, and which we have seen in YouTube, and it's, you don't need like big stuff to create like amazing stuff. It's all the story. And so I'm a very good editor. I consider myself a very good editor. So how with my editing skills, I took it beyond, you know with just the phone. And so, yeah, it's the story of how to, with nothing, you can, how you can see yourself grow if you really want to. So from the moment the series is out, like, I literally have like 10 plans on how to distribute the series, on how, with nothing, like knocking doors, literally knocking doors, and knocking doors in unique ways, so that I can find that support. Um so yeah.
Everybody give Alex a round of applause or hearts. I mean, what I find commendable is when you don't have access to things and you pretty much make $1 out of 15 cents and you make it happen. That's the true spirit of an artist, and of a person who's resourceful and who wants to succeed. And I know all too well about that. So kudos to you. This space is, and what I mean by this space, Web3, because Web 2 is pretty much about ultimate exposure, where I feel like Web 3 is about ultimate access. And so we're all interconnected, no matter what your demographic, race, age, or whatever you believe in. And so it's important that when people come on this platform, that we make the best use of that. I don't know if you are familiar with Film Freco, but that's someone that you should meet within the space. I think you guys would hit it off. He's been doing a lot of work with us other NFT films, things that have been going on, and I'm going to at you, so look out for that. And just keep
Thank you.
coming into spaces. You're very welcome. Keep coming into spaces and meeting like-minded individuals, and you never know exactly where you might be a month, 6 months, a year from now. So congratulations. Tanya or Gino, back to you.
And what I've seen in the NFT space over the last year, that we're now in a bear market with crypto, is a lot of projects lost steam. And a lot of people are just standing around looking like, what do we do now? But your project, it has so much potential. I think you would be able to overcome overcome that. And this is why I tell people, don't put all of their eggs in one Web3 basket. You have to utilize all of Web3, even the metaverse. We have a platform called the MetaHood Show in the metaverse. It's like it's a podcast, and if you have an Oculus, the people there's whoever we interview, they put the Oculus on, and we go to our VR studio and we hold a podcast, and they're able to promote their projects that way. You try to utilize every avenue of Web3, but like I said, your project has a lot of potential. I really do see this project being successful. But I wanted to ask you, are you interested in doing anything within the metaverse or VR as far as promotion or maybe even creating?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, like, because I know how Web3 works, and I know how important community is, and like, what's the value that I'm gonna give to my holders, like thinking about all this stuff. How I Exist will be just the first series, and how I Exist focuses on my story, because I do really believe that in order to create with others and for others, I must be in peace with myself. I must be able to have a roof, like where I can stay and feel safe. I must be able to afford food. I must, now looking into work, I must, be able to afford a camera and afford equipment in order to, give that quality, to my work, so I really did believe that How I Exist was going to be a collection for me, in a way, for my art, for my story, and right after How I Exist, I thought on the vision of the project, right? And so I thought, how can I give this value to the people that decided to invest in me, invest in a creator, right? And so I came up with this idea, which is How We Exist, right? That is going to be the YouTube platform. It's going to start in YouTube, right? Because right now we're still um, in that stage. Hopefully later on we'll be able to move into a platform which is decentralized for video, when that grows. But in How We Exist, yeah, I'm gonna be exploring, different themes, different stories, with the ultimate, my how do I say it? My theme, or my, like, what I always want to keep is truth to build trust, because I'm telling my truth, things that really hurt me, and tell others. So that's what I kind of want to do with my holders. I want to listen to their stories and be able to implement them in How We Exist, right? And so in How We Exist, I did have the plan, to eventually go into like VR worlds, into the metaverse. It's kind of uncomfortable to see film in VRs, you know, to my own perspective, in an Oculus or whatever. So I think, as the technology kind of moves forward, maybe to like the augmented reality, to this new Oculus that there is, maybe it could work, but it's just figuring it out. I think we're still early into that, but definitely I think in the later future we'll be able to move How We Exist into the metaverse. Yeah.
Here recently, what a lot of production companies are doing, I just reviewed Jordan Peele's World for Monkey Paw Productions and the movie Nope in the Facebook Horizons metaverse platform, and it was pretty cool. So a lot of films also kind of like, uh, once they put out their project, they'll put out their Web3 uh, like NFTs, or they'll put out their metaverse world just for people to tour and get more information about the film. So you could, of course you could shoot a film in VR, but it's a little bit deeper than that. So I yeah, I'd say in about 2 years everybody be coming around. It'll be a lot more accepted within the entertainment business.
And probably more accessible too, It has
Yeah.
to be, you know, something that's palatable and affordable for people. And I think once people are acclimated and it's accessible and more palatable, then people, it'll just be something like your phone, you know, like, you know, people can't like live without their phones, you know. But one thing that I noticed that you said that was really important, Alex, is about community and actually utilizing the utility in the community, because we are the NFTs. The community actually is pretty much everything. And so if you have an authentic community and you utilize the community in such a way where they feel a part of something, then that goes such a long way. I think a lot of times your title is spot on. Hi, I exist, because a lot of times we feel as though we are not noticed or we don't really
Yeah.
matter. That I feel like what you're doing speaks volumes, and it's authentic, and people could move mountains. It's not about, sometimes it's not about really who you know or what you've done previously, and that's the whole thing about Web3 and Film 3 that I love, is because it's almost like a equalizer. I mean, people who have sold millions of records or whatever the case may be, you know, they can't even come in these spaces and commandeer, or you know, people to make them want to be involved, to be a part of something. So I just champion people who get in there and make things happen, even if they don't feel like they have what they need. Because I feel like I have a motto, which is less is best, more is stress. So you don't really need a lot to make something that, you know, is amazing. So yeah, so kudos to that. And I think for anybody who's in this room who's you know, an artist, you know, you really don't need a lot to make something amazing happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and I think what you just mentioned is so important. That, you know, like in Web3 you can come, you know, like as an outsider, or someone that um, you know, hasn't had that like big exposure, and can create from there. You know, that's so valuable. Yeah, really appreciate it.
I actually see how I exist as a brand. Not only are you telling your story, but I also see you bringing other people on who have documented their stories as well, and letting them tell their story as more of a, you know, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Um, uh,
Collective.
yeah, like a collective, like Hi I Exist collective. You know, all it takes is one person to inspire others to do the same. So yeah, like dude, that's
So
what.
Definitely,
you
definitely.
guys,
Yeah.
I wanted to also share something really quick. I literally had to get my car jumped today. So it was a hot mess, by the way. But this he was awesome. He was like, and then we started talking about something, and I'm like, yeah, I work online, and start talking. And I was like, yeah, I'm into metaverse, and he's like, what? So some random ass AAA person is a music producer. He's gonna pop in Crypto God Louis. He and I sponsor his music NFT. So he's gonna pop in because he's a music producer, and he has all these other people, and he goes, everyone's been telling me about this metaverse, and my son wants to, he's 4 years old, and he wants me to play music again, and he wants to learn how to play music. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe. So we ended up talking for like an hour about this. So we are so early in the game, but yet, you know, innovation is coming. So just think about, like, I don't know, Twitter Vine, I'm excited about, especially for NFT artists, because I'm telling you, you know, we're always looking for tools to really create that buzz. And again, I'm not a collector. I'm a communication specialist. My job, I get paid for, is to figure out why people would click a button, or why would people adapt to something. I do this because, you know, between the three of us as a team, we just really feed off each other, and I love it because it's the energy. It's not about, like, you know, because this is like fun part about building the community. You know, we're not here to collect money. And we're just here to get to know who you are, what you do, when you do it, why you do it, and how you do it. And at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of like you pass it on. You empower one person, that person just ask them to empower someone else, right? So I feel like it's so on and so on, and I feel that's where the true direction of Web3 is going. And now we're looking at film 3, music 3, and eventually, you guys think about this as storyteller. That's what you are, and also like the director, because you're shooting the film, but the director. So you need the music, you need the visual. You want to make people feel the way you feel at the time. So Alex, I'm telling you, when I watched that video while we were sitting in Lucy's space, I saw that because I tend to I don't go into a lot of spaces, but when I do, I look at everybody because so that the moments like this happens, and then Lucy, like because of Crypto God Louis sponsor, like we did a space with her. He picked her to be our guest, and it was really exciting because she was really into Web 2, but she wasn't really comfortable with Web 3. I literally sat in her space and for 2 hours now in the middle of my day because I just had to listen to what's going on because it's her first launch. Because we're like, remember this, Louis? We literally like pushed her. We're like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. So I was like, oh my God. And the next thing I know, she's like, people are buying her music NFT, like during her launch. So again, community is the key, and you never know who you might meet and who you talk to, and it's just such a great connection. And Alex, like I said in the DM, your success is our success, and Laura's here too. We follow each other now, so let me bring her up
for sure.
But I love your storytelling, by the way.
Thank you. And actually, like something, I'm just gonna comment it here, because I think it's, I know that you guys are mostly from like, you're musicians, right? And you have like, I know Glossy comes from music NFTs, and so like I actually, I thought on this idea on how can I implement music NFTs in combination with video NFTs and in combination with my story, right? And so I have this friend here, which I stayed like for 3 months in his studio apartment, like from maybe February of this year to like April, March, or something like that. And so he's a musician and he's a street musician, right? And so he helped me a lot. And he was really part of my story before High Exist came to be, right? And so I thought, okay, well, High Exist is not just helping me. You'll discover, like, when you guys see the series, you'll discover that I also support people that have supported me in this journey, right? And so him as a musician, I thought like, okay, so in what way can we collaborate and I can bring him to be part of this collection of High Exist, right? And so like we ended up and I ended up having this idea, and I'm not going to spoil it too much, but I ended up having this idea on how I was going to combine his music with my story. And so we literally built a song, which is the theme song of High Exist, which the collection, the High Exist collection, is a combination of pictures, a combination of videos, of digital assets, and of music, right? So I decided to combine all of them because all of them is what creates this visual product at the end, So that's definitely something quite cool that, I managed to do there.
That's awesome.
I was thinking like, I came up. I was around when MTV first came out, right? And I'm like trying to remember the first music video that I saw. But I remember as a preteen, just was had the opportunity to be there. And then I also, and then I ended up going to MTV. They had the spring break thing, so I was always going there. But just the time, like what people watch a video and listen to the music, it is so stimulating. And then when you add the Web3, because if you ever listen to watch it or even listen to anything on the blockchain, it's so crisp and you feel like you're laying on top of the speaker or something. I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. I'm giving you guys my idea. So I hope you go down this path. I think Gina, when you gonna do it? When you doing a show about you and She Crypto? We're gonna do a show about filmmakers who make music videos, or is it my imagination?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, yeah, that was the plan. Yep, still doing it.
Yep, we definitely were. There are a couple of people in the space, and I was trying to like wrangle like that. So, but it was just tough because everybody's like going to these summits, and which is a good thing because that means that the space is like growing at like exponential, speed. But it was kind of tough. But there are a couple of people in this space that are definitely doing that, and then plus they're working too, actually actively making music videos.
No, and even because I have an ad agency, so for me, I look at it this way, and especially if where you're at, if you can find yourself communication companies, they'll love you. They're always looking for new talent and also looking for good storytelling. And agency, they like to hire within. Like I would do a lot more business in where I'm at because I've been so much time. I used to spend so much time in Miami as far as, social media club and stuff. So now it's like anytime I need something, I find, and so these are the people who are getting into Web3 now. That's the funny part. But I'm thinking for you, Alex, I would definitely try to find a communication company to work with. They're always communication or PR. And then this way it gives you something to work with and also gets you some creativity going. And then you can focus on your project too. It's something, some ideas and collaboration and stuff. Because at the end of the day, the communication companies, if you end up getting in there, they'll help you promote you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, as I mentioned before, right now I have no money. I have zero budget money, right, for this. Like, I mean, besides buying pens, magical pens to make my items, because also I didn't mention every item from my collection is handwritten. Like literally every single one of them, I customized it. Some of them are scanned. Some of them are, I literally put so much effort into every single item. But
and they're on OpenSea.
Not yet. Yeah. So the project comes out with the first video, and with the first video is when the project comes out, which is gonna be this month that I'm gonna release it. So yeah.
Maybe if we hook him up with Beam,
right?
That's
I'm gonna get Gino the mic. Beam.
I said the same exact thing. We hook you up with Beam, and when you release your video, that they'd be able to release it on the app at the same time and make it some type of a cool event. And I'm sure someone would be interested in buying that NFT. Multiple people, so that could probably help you out, bro.
With who? Sorry.
Beam is a Web3 film like an app. It's kind of like Netflix, but for movies within the Film 3 space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just did a summit for filmmakers last month. And they're good people, so.
Well, that'd be awesome if later you could write to me the name.
I just added you. I just added you, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I see we have some speakers that are popping up and they want to say a little something. What do you think?
Louis.
Yeah. Okay.
Really, it all started with Louis. This night has happened because of Louis, by the way.
Louis.
Well, Louis, you're the one that got our beautiful guest on Lucy, right? And then she followed me, I follow her, and then she DMs me, invite me to her, her mint party, and it was like in the middle of the day, but I was like, I was just popping. So when I was listening to her. I was in there for 2 hours, by the way, and I looked at everybody's profile, and then I saw Alex's profile, and then he spoke, and I just I don't know, I just felt like we should give him some flowers and really raise him up because he deserves it.
I would also like to show the trailer on my the Instagram page for my metaverse platform, the MetaHood show. So I think that would be
for sure.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting for all those guys to check out over there. Man, there are some amazing meta creatives, and what I'm trying to do with my platform, Starseed Film and Music, is give them the same platform that we give filmmakers and production companies and NFT projects within this Web3 space. Also, shine the light on these meta creators. The art they're creating in the metaverse is mind-boggling. They're creating these worlds. They're creating these paintings. I did a podcast with a VR podcast with an artist. Her name is Shay Arts, and what she does, she creates these worlds. They rebuilt downtown Memphis, Tennessee. That's where it's a collective of artists. They rebuilt downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Then one of her worlds, she it was like a tribute to Aaliyah. So she had three different paintings, and they were all tied together in this world, and it had Aaliyah's music playing. Like when I entered this world, it took my breath away, and I'm like, you guys are over here creating amazing artwork, and really nobody even knows about it because it's not being promoted like that. And I said, you know what? Let's Starseed Film and Music step in. We could definitely help shine the light on you guys and get you guys where you need to be. So I would love to also, help promote you. I'll do it for the free ski. Just give me your trailers. I'll post it on our platform, Instagram pages, and one hand washes the other in this Web3 space. We're all artists. We're all trying to, make history. So I think some pretty dope support would come out of that for you.
It'd be amazing. That would be, yeah, I would really appreciate that, man. And yeah, let me whenever you got time, I would also love to see what other people are creating. And I think your platform, your Instagram page, if you're saying that you're already featuring these people, I would love to see what they're doing. So yeah, I think your vision is also amazing. I truly believe so. And hopefully I'll be able to collaborate with you in some way, and help grow what you're doing. Because yeah, I think we should all help each other in this space. Like to grow in a way. Because we're a small community. I believe so. We're not too big, but eventually you know.
Another interview, a VR podcast, and her name is Meta Jackie, and her work is so amazing. She actually took classes on how to use these game development applications to help increase her knowledge and help her build within the metaverse. And I'm like, yo, you guys are creating worlds within VR chats and Facebook Horizons and alt space, but do you guys know what you are doing? I'm a gamer. You guys are basically developing video games. You're building worlds. This is game development. And a light bulb went off in my head. Like, if you can somehow get these people to collaborate with filmmakers and um, NFT musicians, you guys would be able to create some type of artwork that we have yet to see. So
Yeah,
I'm always thinking about innovating and creating stuff that we've never seen before by introducing people. And when I tell you, you're a talented filmmaker, bro. You got people over here in the metaverse that are talented creatives. You have people that are amazing musicians. If we all come together, the stuff we could create, oh man, cutting edge stuff we've never seen before. So
definitely, yeah.
Well, speaking of collaborations, we do have a speaker who's been waiting a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, Louis.
come on up.
Yo,
Come
what's up,
on
family?
up.
What's up, Tanya? What's up, Story? Right now, I'm
Hi,
in Chipotle,
Louis.
so it might be a little bit loud. What's up, She Crypto? We got Losi in the building as well, too. What's up with you guys? Hi, just give me one thing. So I just really want to say, like, I'm really happy that, I'm really happy to hear what Tanya was saying about that everything just came together, and this is happening, and I really love the vibe that Star is it's putting out, in these spaces in the Web3. And so again, your vibes attract your tribe. I always say so. Really blessed to be here and and share some vibes with you guys.
Appreciate that, man. It's all about the vibes. Nobody wants to work with crappy people, you know.
Facts. It's a vibe.
You know, for real. Like, I started out as a musician like years ago, right? And it was just the vibes back then were totally different. It was so competitive, you know. People, they, it was more of a smile in your face, kind of like talk about you behind your back type of vibe back then. And I live in Atlanta, so we were ultra competitive. And it just, it's just different now. You have all the people that kind of took a break um, from the music business because they're wanting to build something different, and we're all here in Web3 creating something amazing.
Well, I think too, also like Web 2 or whatever you want to call it, because I'm not big on labels. It really demystified what it is to be a celebrity or whatever. I feel like everybody's a celebrity. And everybody feels that way. I mean, because Web 2 is all about ultimate exposure. So I mean, at any given time, if you do something that resonates with people, I mean, everybody can know who you are, whether or not you are, well, like compensated for it. That's a whole nother animal. So I do feel like that. Plus, we're coming out of a pandemic, and then that caused, people to have a different perspective on life and what's really important. And so now I think people just really are about experience and having a visceral experience. I think that becomes more important, as we evolve. What do you experience, and how are your five senses being like tintillated and all that kind of stuff. So and then it's also about evolving, right? Everybody wants to evolve. Or you should, if you're living, you should be trying to evolve. So yeah, but I think it's been an amazing space. I love these chill spaces where it's not too much going on. You can really just kind of get to know people and know what they do. And I'm just excited for everybody in the space. I feel like if you're in this space, it's kind of like you've been called to this space at this pace, is place in time and space and time, literally, because there are so many people who are not aware of this space, or they are and they just don't get it. But the people who show up day by day, week by week, we get it. This is something that, we're a part of something that's really building like the future for, not just music or film, but like technology, how people are going to be like experiencing life in real life and in the metaverse, like in the universe, for real. So a lot of times as artists, like we feel like we don't get our just due, or people don't know we exist, like Alex is saying. But at the end of the day, if you're in this space and time, you're going to be a trailblazer and a trendsetter. Like this is something that's going to go like down, and what didn't work out was because of this moment. It's because you belong here. And, it's almost like being early to the party, so to speak. So I champion anybody who shows up at these spaces, even if they don't feel like they're getting, what they want out of it, or they're not being heard. Just keep coming to the spaces, and, you will attract like-minded people, and you never know what will come out of it.
And like I said, I'm willing to use my platform, just to share and help you out. I know what it's like to not, have any budget, like any money for budget, and just feel like, Jesus Christ, why isn't anybody just sharing my stuff? My stuff is amazing. Like, all it takes is a share. I know what it feels like. So, like I said, bro, that's exactly what I'll be doing.
Oh man, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I really do.
So your stuff is on YouTube now. So right?
No, not yet. Yeah. So that's why the trailer is all you guys seen. I mean, I haven't released the project yet. Yeah, I'm gonna be releasing it this month. With the first
So is the
first
trailer on
video.
YouTube?
The trailer is
On the
yeah,
on
it's
his
on.
website, on his Twitter page, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start building all the YouTube stuff right now, but yeah. I mean, you guys, if you're following me, you'll learn that yeah, I'm doing all these this month. So it just
Send me anything you want me to share, and I'll make it happen on both
thank you, man.
platforms here in
Thank you.
Twitter and over there on Instagram. And yeah, get
I
more
really
eyes on
appreciate
this
it,
thing.
man. Yeah, man.
So
I
is
really
is
appreciate
YouTube
it.
minting yet? Have they, like, you know how eBay's getting into it? You're gonna mint on eBay, and then I think Instagram is going to start doing this. Is
Yeah.
YouTube going to be doing this soon?
Well,
I don't know. I haven't heard about it.
yeah, that's what I was actually commenting, and in the trailer you can see, that actually I included the CEO saying that. I think it says in the trailer. I actually think that NFTs can help small creators to be able to get started. That's a line that the YouTube CEO mentions. That in an interview that they asked her if YouTube's going to implement NFTs, and so they haven't done it yet. I think there's just not, or maybe they have an idea on how to do it, but they still have not done it yet. But how I exist will serve as a model, because I thought that this could help other creators to see this kind of model on how you can collect, um, you know, digital assets from the video. So that's also something I did, which is this idea in which I target her. So if I get this video to, well, not just this video, that series in general to reach people, I think it could definitely help as a model for other creators to use, and maybe a way in which YouTube can implement collectibles. Because yeah, I have not seen anybody that does this.
Well, like for example, Twitter. I really think he's bringing back Vine, but we'll be able to mint it. That would be like the best thing ever. I mean, that would like warrant me paying $8. Put it that way. But I think that would
Mm-hmm.
be fantastic if a Web 2 platform. Since now you're seeing Web 3 social network are trying to be built. Why like start all over again? Like why just build on top of it and expand? Because like I don't plan to leave Twitter. Like a lot of people I know, they want to leave. I'm kind of like, I'm in my own bubble. I'm like, I have all my friends here. I got all my stuff here. Like, why would I want to start all over again?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that utilizing Twitter as far as to promote your project would be really good. Like, even do messages, like voice audio messages on there, whatever. Like, you give out good content. So you should like have your team figure a way, and you can look up. You can Google it. They can tell you best time to because it's like a business now. Your
Yeah,
project is your business. So just you don't need a lot. You just need time. If you have time and you can organize it real fast, and it can be automated. So
definitely. Yeah, we'll see how it goes with the new implementation. The new Twitter, new Vine. Hopefully, it's gonna be something good.
I bet you it's gonna be Dogecoin.
Yeah.
I'm being funny. Okay, I've my goal in life is to get a blockchain to sponsor whatever I feel like doing. So I try to get Cardano to do it, but the guys who founded it, I don't know, we couldn't connect for some reason. But I kept saying that I'm gonna have one of these blockchains sponsor something that I'm doing because I
Wow.
feel like social network is where people will always be part of, and you can call it whatever you want. Social network is connecting, and it's like building trust, building value within the community is so important. So I feel like you're going to be fantastic, and your struggle when you do make it, I mean, you will make it, because that's what part of the struggle is about. But you're actually sharing it with the world, and now your goal is to get people to invest in you, your project, and it's going, which includes lots of stuff. But I see it happening, so keep doing it.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Tonya. Thank you.
And always remember, brother, this too shall pass. Always remember, it's not gonna last forever. And there's gonna come a time where you look back and be like, man, I overcame that. That was nothing. Look where I am now. And it's just gonna be a memory. But
Yeah.
but it is a fact. This too shall pass, my man. And I'm glad you came to this virtual film festival and shared your life story, your project with us. I truly appreciate that. Like I said, I believe in you. Send me anything you want us to share, and I got you. And what I like to do at this time, every show, is give our guest the Starseed Film and Music Hall of Fame golden ticket. I'll be getting that to you after the show ends. I'll tweet that out and tag you. But yeah, man,
Wow.
appreciate you for
Thank you,
coming
man.
by.
No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I truly, truly appreciate it, man. And it was a pleasure to meet you guys. I think you like are all putting so much effort into having these programs and getting to know other people, others projects, and I'll be checking what you guys do, so I can be joining and learning more, also about what you personally do, and also what people you bring, because I think this is amazing. I think that you take the time and you put the effort to do this is super valuable, super valuable. So congrats on that, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Well, guys, it's been an awesome, inspirational virtual film festival this week. I want to send thanks to everybody that showed up. Thanks to my co-host, She Crypto,
Hey,
Tanya.
does it look like some? Is there an extra speaker, or am I just tripping? Did you want to say something really quick before we close out? Is that Lucy or no?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. Hello.
Oh, I'm
Hello.
sorry. Come on up, Lucy.
What's up, Crypto God, Louis, Alex, Tonya? Just wanted to come up and say hi. Say how excited I am that you guys got to connect, because I think for me that's how so many of the kind of relationships and things happen in this space. Like you go to a space, meet someone, and then that someone connects you to that another person, and it's all a chain. And I think that's one of the biggest powers of Web3. So super excited to be here to hear Alex speak. He's such a talented not musician, filmmaker, and storyteller. I've always told him, like, I believe he has something special to tell stories, because it's not easy, and he does it so well that it's so captivating, and I think he's gonna get very far. And Hi, I Exist is also such an incredible project, and something so, I think, innovative and new. So I wish you the best, and it's awesome that you were here in the space, and yeah, I just wanted to come say hi.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. And you know how much I appreciate you, and I'm so happy from your release yesterday. I'm gonna say that again. But yeah, I really appreciate you. Actually, Lucy, I met her here in Los Angeles. I literally met her through a community that we both love very much, which is MB3, and I met her through there, and we met to do a little video in Santa Monica. So that's how I met Lucy, and then she's one of the few that has seen the first episode of Hi, I Exist, and yeah, I mean, I think she truly liked it. So yeah, thank you, Lucy. You know how much I appreciate you. Really.
Loved it.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lucy. All right, guys. Well, you know where to catch us this time next week. Starseed Film and Music Virtual Film Festival. Thank you guys for coming, and everybody, add everybody, and
For sure.
we're out of here.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
Jesus.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
This is,
I just wanted to say, if you guys are not closing soon, Alexi, you have access. You have some great stuff. I'm looking at your profile right now, and that video too is pretty dope. So again, bro, just continue going at it, and I hope to see you soon. And everybody here.
Thank
too.
you, man.
Bless.
Thank you. Big hugs, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.